Ever since man has existed, we have always been searching for our meaning, our purpose. Since our ancestors started telling stories in the caves, since we started burying our relatives and loved ones with meaning, objects that we attribute to have meaning in their lives, identification. There was recently an archaeological dig I was reading about somewhere around Greece. I don't know where exactly, I can't recall at the moment. But anyway, they found an ancient warrior from the time of Homer. And they found with him his bronze mirrors and his swords and all of the accoutrements of his life. And it was quite a spectacular archaeological find. But from the beginning of our civilization, the beginning of our life, we have always attached meanings to who we are in the world, what we accomplish, what we do, what life itself brings to us. And today, in our modern society, we attach it to our job, right? Or our title in our career. Because we think that we're supposed to achieve something in our 9-to-5 job that's going to make an imprint on the world. And when that doesn't happen, right? Because it never, I don't know about you, but it never lives up to what we think it's supposed to be, right? No matter what your job is. You imagine being elected president of the United States right now, like, oh my God, I'm the most powerful person in the world. And then you deal with being president of the United States right now. And all that entails. The expectation of what our 9-to-5 job, our career, our title is supposed to do for us is off balance, out of whack. Doesn't make sense for the true nature that we are. You know, as Laura did a great job of going over our core values today, you know, it is really, really clear from our core values that we are spirit-led, right? And prayer and meditation are how we do that work. And we've got the opportunity here today and right now to turn our attention away from the outside world and the world of jobs and careers and worldly accolades, to turn it to somewhere within and understand our true purpose and our true meaning. Because you can get fired from a job. You can get downsized from a job, right? You can outgrow a job and leave it. But what you cannot ever outgrow is your true purpose. What can never be taken away from you is your spiritual job here on the planet. What never can be pink-slipped is what you're really here to do. You can never, ever be downsized from your heavenly job. Right? And often, we go to a job interview or we go to that 9-to-5 desk and we sit down at our desk and I say, I'm here to do my job. Well, what if your job is more than pushing papers? What if your job is more than being the minister on Sunday and giving a talk? What if your job is more than being a parent? Regardless of what happens, whether you're a parent or not, whether you're a grandparent or not, whether you're an executive or a window washer. What if you really found out what your job is? What if your job is to be the expression of love for a world that desperately needs it? What if your job is to be peace in the midst of all conflict? What if your job is to be joy, to be happiness and laughter when people need it most? What if your job is to be the light that when you enter a room, everything changes? Then you could be cleaning the toilets, right, and doing your job. You could be the toll collector at the bridge, at the Bay Bridge, because they've eliminated and downsized the toll collectors from the Golden Gate Bridge, so you can't do that job anymore. But you can be on the Bay Bridge and doing your job to everybody that walks through the door. Right? Doesn't matter what time of life you're in. Doesn't matter what age you are. You can always be doing your job. At 19 years old, Walt Disney was fired from his job. He was downsized because they said, and he worked for the Kansas City Star. And for those of you who don't know, Kansas City was actually in Missouri, so he lived in Missouri. And he was working for the Kansas City Star, and I want to quote this, I have to get this right. He was fired because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Oh yeah, I think I got that one right. Right? So he was fired from the Kansas City Star because he had no imagination, and he picked up and left Missouri and went to Hollywood, where he invented, created, and gave us all Steamboat Willie, and changed the face of the world, totally, in his 20s. In his 30s, Andrea Bocelli was a lawyer. Yes, did you know that? Hated it so much, quit his day job, left his desk, and decided to become a singer. And he became a singer 4 years later before he had any success. He went through those 3 years or 4 years without any worldly acknowledgement that that's what he's supposed to be doing. But he kept showing up doing his real job, is to change the world with a gift of a song in his soul. In her 30s, Julia Child was a CIA operative. Actually, she just worked for the CIA. But I like it to say she was a spy. She worked for the CIA and quit her job because she found her true love, cooking, and published her first cookbook that went national and worldwide in her 40s. Right? Ronald Reagan did not touch politics till he was in his 50s. He was president of the Screen Actors Guild. Yes, it goes across the wide spectrum. You can like him or not. But he didn't do what he was called to do, to shine his own personal light till he was in his 50s. Right? Started a new career and a new life. Laura Ingalls Wilder, who wrote Little House on the Prairie, was 64 when she published the book. 64 was her first book. It is still read today. And she went on to do many, many other things. Nelson Mandela was inaugurated as president of South Africa when he was 76. 76 years old. Out of prison, completely changed his life, really knew that it was his to be the light, right? So easy to see. He was doing his job, even from prison. When he came out of prison, they acknowledged what was already true, because he was already the president. And they just inaugurated it. This one is my favorite. Tao Poitron Lynch. All right? So at 87, no one probably never heard of her, right? But at 87 years old, she was walking out of a supermarket and tripped and broke her hip. She had to have a whole hip replacement. And after the surgery, the doctor called her into the office and said, I really need to talk to you about this. It's time that you slow down. She was a yoga teacher. And he said, I think you need to stop teaching so much yoga and maybe just do a couple little things with it. And she listened, she nodded, and she left the office and said, no way. And a month after her surgery, a month after she had a hip replacement surgery, she walked into a ballroom dance studio and started ballroom dance lessons. And her 23-year-old instructor became her partner, and she and him entered dance competitions all across New York, New Jersey, and Puerto Rico, which they won. And this is her at the age of 93 winning a dance competition. With her 23-year-old partner, ladies. And yes, she still taught 12 yoga classes a day. A week, I'm sorry. She's Superwoman, but she's not. One of my personal favorites is Betty White, who at the age of 93 won 2 People's Choice Awards and a primetime Emmy Award for being the oldest person to host, not for being that, but she was the oldest person to ever host Saturday Night Live, and she won a primetime Emmy Award for doing that at 93. Does anyone think there's a lack of opportunity for Betty White? Right? And we all though do that. We always say, oh, that ship has sailed. It's too late for me. I can't possibly do that. Every morning we wake up anew. We wake up no matter what is going on in the world, whether we've been laid off or whether we have a broken hip or arthritis. Anna Mary Robertson Moses, as you may know as Grandma Moses, picked up a paintbrush at 70. Paintbrush at 70 because her hands hurt too much from the crocheting she had been doing all those years. And she could no longer crochet. So she put down the crochet hook and she picked up a paintbrush. And in the next 30 years, she made 1,000 paintings. Hear that again. In the next 30 years, she painted 1,000 paintings and made it to the cover of Time magazine at 100. Do we have sound?
Good. Did it take a long time to learn?
We can't pause it, so we're going to go ahead. Listen to this.
My first electric wheelchair only took me about a day to learn how to use it.
Gee, that's wonderful. Jeff, your mom and dad must be really proud of you.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah. Well, I know I am. Now, can you tell my friends what it is that made you need this wheelchair?
Sure. Well, when I was about 7 months old, I had a tumor, and it broke the nerves to tell my hands and legs what to do.
I see.
And they tried to cut the tumor, but they couldn't get it, and I became handicapped. And I got a wheelchair when I was 4 years old.
That was your first one when you were 4.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, sort of.
You must have some mighty good doctors who've been taking care of you.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me any of your doctor's names?
Yeah, I have a pediatrician, Dr. Hansen, who works in Madison, St. Mary's Hospital, and then at UW, I have the bone doctor's Dr. Green, who takes care of the bones, I guess, because he's a bone doctor. Anyway, I had surgery earlier this summer because I have pain in my stomach called autonomic dysreflexia, and I just...
What was that?
Autonomic dysreflexia. I'm not exactly sure what it means.
But you sure can say?
Yeah. Anyway, so I had a surgery done just recently to try and cut this sphincter because I'm holding my urine in. So, well, you have a lot of things going on when you're... This just shows you have a lot of things happen to you when you're handicapped most of the time. And sometimes it happens when you're not handicapped.
Of course. But you're able to talk about those things so well and help other people who might have the same kinds of things. Do you know that song that I sometimes sing called It's You I Like? I'd like to sing that to you and with you.
Okay, sure.
It's you I like. It's not the things you wear. It's not the way you do your hair. But it's you I like. The way you are right now. The way down deep inside you. Not the things that easy chair that's just beside you. But it's you I like. Every part of you. Your skin, your eyes, your feeling, whether old or new. I hope that you'll remember, even when you're feeling blue, that it's you I like, it's you yourself, it's you. It's you I like. And it is you I like, Jeff. And there must be times when you do feel blue. What do you do during those times?
Well, it depends.
Sometimes do you make up stories,
Yeah,
or read,
yeah.
or play? I know that's the way I did when I was a little boy. And all kinds of things that I
Did
would...
it help?
It did help. Yeah. Does it help you?
Yeah.
We have to all discover our own ways, don't we, of doing things when we're feeling blue. I'm not feeling blue right now, though.
Me neither.
I'm so glad that you came today.
Thanks.
Thank you. And I hope you'll come back to visit again.
Okay.
Will you?
Yeah.
And will you give your mom and dad my best?
Sure.
Because they are sure great people.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Jeff. I'll watch you as you go.
Please welcome Jeffrey Erlinger.
It's an honor to be here tonight, to be part of your this proud moment. You know, when you tell people that it's you I like, you know that you really mean it. And tonight, I want to let you know that on behalf of millions of children and grown-ups, it is you that I like. Absolutely.
Well, to Jeff Erlinger and all of the wonderful neighbors who have grown up with our neighborhood, this was, of course, completely unexpected, and what a wonderful gift. And I thank the Academy for allowing this to happen. Jeff and I haven't been together for a while. We met when he was, I think, 4 years old. 5. Such good neighbors. Well, this is what I wanted to tell you before I knew that I'd have this great gift tonight. Fame is a 4-letter word. And like tape or Zoom or face or pain or life or love, what ultimately matters is what we do with it. I feel that those of us in television are chosen to be servants. It doesn't matter what our particular job. We are chosen to help meet the deeper needs of those who watch and listen, day and night. The conductor of the orchestra at the Hollywood Bowl grew up in a family that had little interest in music, but he often tells people he found his early inspiration from the fine musicians on television. Last month, a 13-year-old boy abducted an 8-year-old girl, and when people asked him why, he said he learned about it on TV. Something different to try, he said. Life's cheap, what does it matter? Well, life isn't cheap. It's the greatest mystery of any millennium, and television needs to do all it can to broadcast that, to show and tell what the good in life is all about. But how do we make goodness attractive? By doing whatever we can to bring courage to those whose lives move near our own. By treating our neighbor at least as well as we treat ourselves, and allowing that to inform everything that we produce. Who in your life has been such a servant to you? Who has helped you love the good that grows within you? Let's just take 10 seconds to think of some of those people who have loved us and wanted what was best for us in life. Those who have encouraged us to become who we are tonight. Just 10 seconds of silence. I'll watch the time. No matter where they are, either here or in heaven, imagine how pleased those people must be to know that you thought of them right now. We all have only one life to live on earth, and through television, we have the choice of encouraging others to demean this life or to cherish it in creative, imaginative ways. On behalf of all of us at Family Communications and the Public Broadcasting Service, I thank you for all the good that you do in this unique enterprise and for wanting our neighborhood to be a part of this celebration tonight. Thank you very much.
5 years old, 99. We are all here to do all we can for those who need it, whether our community is the television community or this spiritual community. We are all called to live our purpose and to do our real job. Mark Twain said, "The two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why." So if today is the day you found out or remembered why you were born, you still have years and decades and a lifetime to accomplish that goal of why you're really here. My favorite quote: "We are all meant to shine as children do." We are all meant to shine as children do. Let's take that to our time of meditation. 25-year-old Jeffrey did and does. All meant to shine and be the agent of change. To do our jobs. To love each other. To shine light. Spread joy. Demonstrate truth. So much more than this shell, this body, this career, whatever title you may hold. I invite you now to sit in the stillness, in the silence, and know, and know. In a moment, you can shift your consciousness. You can sit in meditation for 30 seconds and restart your day. Remember why you are here and live